We've been learning about the difference between a tiling pattern and a normal pattern, and you know that now that a tiling pattern doesn't have any space in between it. So if I were to take some hexagons here and line them up like that, I've created a pattern, okay? But I have all of this open space in here, which is a part of our plane. Our whole area here is our plane, which means that this is just a pattern. It's not a tiling pattern. However, I can use some of the other shapes that are here to add them and create a tiling pattern out of this. So to start with, I'm going to add a few green triangles here. And as you can see, I'm choosing from the top, I'm clicking on the one I want, and I'm just dragging it down into the area where I want it. So now that I have this one here, it won't fit, but if you look along the side here, we have a whole toolbar worth of items. So the first is an eraser, which means I could get rid of that shape if I chose it by accident. I didn't, I want it there. The second one is to rotate the shape. So I'm going to click on that, and then I get this blue swirly arrow. So I'm going to place it over the shape I want to rotate, and I'm just going to click one at a time until my shape gets to be the right position. Then I have to click off of the swirly thing so that all I have is the pointer, and then I can move my shape over. Now the thing that I don't know is if I can duplicate the shape, because if I can duplicate it, then that's a whole heck of a lot easier than doing it again and again. I think maybe I can, yeah. So this button down here where it shows you multiple of the same shapes, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th button down, okay, that'll duplicate the last shape you're on in the right rotation. So right now you can see that this shape, I've chosen it, it's outlined right now in pink, so that means that's the shape I've selected. If I click on the hexagon and I hit duplicate, it's going to give me another hexagon. I don't want the hexagon, I want it gone. What I do want are the triangles, but I want the triangles that are this position, that are rotated this way. So I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to duplicate it again because I have to put one over on, whoops, this side over here. And I've got the beginning of my tiling pattern. Now I can continue on because a true tiling pattern or a true tessellation fills the whole space. I'm going to duplicate that. However, some software won't let you go off the page. This one will. That's brilliant. So I've started my tiling pattern, and now I'm going to keep going with it. So I'm going to grab another one of these triangles. I'm going to duplicate it, and it's going to go up top here. I'm going to duplicate this one. It's going to go on top. I'm going to duplicate it again. Whoops, now I'm rotating by accident, which I didn't want to do. I want to duplicate this one over here and duplicate it again over here and duplicate it one more time over here. And then I want to start duplicating some hexagons. So I'm going to duplicate my hexagons so that I can put one up there. And again over here. And again over here, and so on and so forth. And I would just continue doing this until literally my entire space on my page is filled up. When my entire space on my page is filled up, I'm going to come up here to my little print button, and I'm going to click on it, and you're going to print it for me down to the library, and then you're going to bring it to me, and we're going to talk about the tessellation or the tiling pattern that you made, and also about the transformations that you might be able to see in it. Okay, so the other cool thing about the program really quickly is you can actually change the color of some of these pattern blocks. You've got a color palette down here. If I choose pink and then I select the shapes I want to color pink, I wonder what happens. The whole shape goes away if I choose to make it pink and then I want to change the color. But I could do just the inverted triangles pink and the regular triangles a different color. You can play around with it. Okay, so you're going to make your own tessellation. You're not going to use this combination of shapes and this combination of patterns. Okay, choose any of the shapes. I don't want this anymore. Any of the shapes up along here. You want to have at least one shape. It's possible to create a tessellation with only one shape, but if you do, you should have a color difference in it. If you are using more than one shape, I wouldn't recommend using more than 2. It gets complicated, but if you really want to try, you could try 3 as well. Okay, so you're going to follow the link that's in Google Classroom on the same page that brought you to this one, and you're going to create your own tessellation, and then you're going to print it out for me, and we're going to have a chat. All right?